So the first thing we want to do is sort of teach the pattern. So I refer to this as a chop pattern or a modified chop pattern. So what we're going to do here, you can do this with different implements. This is the ripstick, but you can make your own version of this. You can do it with bands or whatnot. What you're going to do is you're going to hold, so I'm going to kneel from a right-handed hitter to right-handed thrower. I'm going to kneel the bar on my right knee, left knee up, with a cross pattern stance like I would if I was hitting, so a little bit closed. I'm going to hold the bar to the chest. I'm going to rotate my chest and the bar. So the rotation's the first thing that happens. Then the bar, bring it back, and then rotate back. So we're learning to turn the chest, and then the arm follows that movement, back, boom. So it's not push from the start, it's rotate, press, rotate, press. So you're getting the arm to follow the rotation or the drive of the legs in the lower and the upper body. So we can do the same thing if we stand. We can do the same thing, same position as if we're in our hitting stance, and we're going to rotate and then follow with the arm. So we rotate and then drive. That creates that late lag, arms fall off of the torso. Rotate and drive. You can do the same thing now with a crossover step where we open the hips up, drive, press. We can do it in one smooth motion where the torso drives the arm. So we're learning that pattern of torso driving the arm. That creates the arm flow, that creates that late lag and that powerful delivery through the impact zone. So I use this predominantly to train the movement, but we also do it ballistically to strengthen the movement and to produce explosive power. First thing that we do is use this to train the movement itself. Okay, so now let's move to some medball stuff. I like to use kind of a wall ball. It's nice and big, gives them a sense of size and feel. When I go to some of the slam ball stuff, that's more for standing. For kneeling, so what we want to do is what we just worked on with our ripstick is this pattern of turn and flow from the turn. Not push, but rotate and let the extremity come off. So it's like we have our stick, we had this idea of rotate and then press off, kind of flowing, not pressing here, but rotating and pressing, right? So chest to wall, arm comes off of that turn. So we're flinging our arm in the implement. So instead of trying to push from here, stabilize on the front side and turn the chest to fire the torso, or fire the ball off the torso. So we turn the chest off of, turn the chest, boom, and extension, right? Just like we practice. Do a couple more. You're gonna load up, turn the chest, and fire the ball. So I'm not pushing, the arm comes off of the chest rotation. So that's our kneeling version. I like the medball, or actually this is more of a wall ball kind of thing. When we go to standing, I like to use slam balls. They're not quite like a medball, right? They're slam balls, they don't bounce, okay? So it's got a dead weight feel to it, which is nice, because this you gotta put some energy into. This is learning the pattern, this is putting some effort into the pattern, okay? So what we'll do is we'll stand, just like we do with a ripstick, stand in our loaded position. We wanna turn. So the thing is, it's not push, it's turn and flow. It's turn and flow, right? So we practice that pattern on the ripstick. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn and flow off of the turn, right? So it's here, it's turn and throw, right? Delayed hit, arms back coming off the turn, right? So again, it's turn and throw with that ball coming off. Now, we can add one other, I like to add one other into this mix where we do a crossover. So now, trail leg goes behind to close the hips, then open the hips, create the separation, right? And then close. close, turn. So it's lag or load, close the gap, arm off of there. So what you're trying to get him to do is gap, close the gap, arm drive. So sometimes I'll have him break it in a couple, or say load, flow, drive, power, right? So it's load, turn and go. Then once they got the pattern down, then let them rip through it. What you don't want them to do with the lower body is turn out, right? They got to drive from the front side. So it's going to be now one smooth movement. That turn drives it. The legs, torso, drive the pattern. It's not an upper body pattern, it's a leg core pattern.